Awesome. All right. Today we are going to be working on our Thursday lessons, and we have been doing some annotation and analysis of narrative stories. So I need you to go into your module, and we're going to be on Thursday, August 27th. And the very first thing I want you to do is I want you to open up Literary Elements Info Sheet. Those are some notes that we're going to take, or that we're going to keep. We're going to take a couple of notes on there. So you're going to open up where it says click here and make a copy. So these notes are pretty basic. We've talked about most of these in other lessons this week, either on video or in person. The main character, the setting, the plot, the character motivation, why a character does what they're doing, the conflict, which is the problem that the character is facing in the story, and then the theme, which is the underlying message that applies to the character and causes growth and change in the character, but it's bigger than the story and can actually apply to all of us reading. Foreshadowing is the hint that's going to come up later in the story. And then these last two are the ones that I need us to talk about, or the last three. The first is irony. Irony means that something that you expect to happen, the total opposite actually happens, okay? So like if I were a student and I wanted to change the dress code at Nichols, and I was prepared for Miss Claiborne, our principal, to dig her heels in and resist. But the irony would be if I went to Miss Claiborne and I said, I want to talk to you about the dress code. And she said, I'd like to talk to you too. I think that the dress code is unfair, or I think that the dress code limits creativity. Like, you would be expecting the principal to believe one way, but then she believes exactly as you do. That would be ironic, okay? Figurative language. I think you guys know a little bit about figurative language, like similes and metaphors. That means, like, if I said that it's as hot as an oven in this building right now, or if I said he was cool as a cucumber, that's figurative language. You're comparing two things that aren't really like, but you're using like or as for a simile, or you're saying that one thing is another for a metaphor. Alliteration is our last one. It has to do with letter sounds, sounds that words make. And alliteration is when the beginning sound has the same letter or the same letter sound as other ones that are right near it. So, for instance, I'm going to actually highlight this. So on your copy, I want you to highlight this, and we're going to list, I'm going to show you an example. So highlight it. You can choose the highlighter color if you want a different color. Like, you like green, go for it. But notice how when I highlighted that, this little piece, this little comment button came up. You can also right-click for a comment. So I'm going to click on that, and this is where I'm going to take my notes. Okay? We did this on Tuesday if you were here, but just a reminder. So I'm going to say that alliteration, I'm going to give an example. Miss Naz knows nothing, period. Now, while that's not true, I do know lots of things. Miss Naz starts with an N sound, and knows, even though it starts with a K, it starts with an N sound, and nothing, N sound. So the fact that those three words are right there together and they start with the same consonant sound, that is alliteration, okay? Alliteration is a literary device, but we tend to think about it mainly in poetry because it sort of lends this rhythm and musicality, like a musical feel, a little bit sing-songy to the feeling of the phrase, and a lot of times in poetry, that's what we're looking for. So, if you have any questions as we're going, make sure to put them in the chat. Or if you want to answer a question, you can put it in the chat. If you just joined us, I am recording this lesson today, so please make sure your microphone is muted. So this copy, this is just notes, so we're going to save that in our folder. So you're going to go up to File, and you're going to click on Move, and we're going to put this copy in your 7th period folder. Okay? And if you didn't create a folder the other day, I need you to make sure to create a folder. Okay? So the work that is due today is the Google Cloud. It's the last piece. The only thing you're going to submit to me is the last piece of today's assignment on the module. It's a page called Turning Questions into Responses. That's what you're going to submit to me today, but during the lesson, we're going to talk about the narrative piece that those questions are going to come from. Okay? And I will show you how to submit that assignment, because some of you did not submit it correctly, just submit a similar assignment correctly yesterday. All right? Okay, any questions about this? Any other questions about where this goes? File, move, 7th period folder, move here. All right.